Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here at Mackinac. I've been asked to speak about the role of the University of Michigan in educating the talent necessary to drive our economy into the future. So being an old biology professor, what I did is I prepared a 90-minute lecture with about 50 slides. But then the organizers told me that if I decided to go that long, they would literally tackle me and drag me off the stage. So I've come prepared. Go Blue! Now, until I get tackled, I actually want to talk about something that's much softer, but even more protective than a Michigan football helmet. It's one of many stories I could tell you that would represent the impact of the education at the University of Michigan on our state. It's about this. It's an inexpensive baby blanket called a warm Allu. So 4 million infants, low birth weight infants, die around the world each year. They die because much of the world doesn't have the capacity to provide incubators with heat lamps. A Michigan student, Grace Shaw, who graduated in 2012 with a degree in engineering and another degree in Masters of Business Entrepreneurship, as part of her senior project, took this on, and she invented this blanket. It doesn't require electricity. It can be reused 100 times. The heat lasts for 3 to 6 hours. And Grace formed a company called Warm Allu, located, of course, in Ann Arbor, and now she's selling product. She's also developing this for wilderness rescues, where hypothermia is a problem, for pain management, and also, hopefully, as a seat warmer. Now, I have a very big house in Ann Arbor with 110,000 seats, and in November, this might become extremely valuable. Now, there are literally thousands of stories like this that I could tell. You weave all these stories together across a span of 200 years, and you get the impact of the University of Michigan. So we were born in the city of Detroit, go Detroit, 200 years ago with a very simple mission, to just serve the public good. I like to put it another way, to make the world a better place through research and education. A big part of our mission has to do with generating human capital, the talented people that we're talking about that'll drive the economy. Our state is 34th in the nation in educational attainment. Only 26% of Michiganders have a 4-year college degree or beyond. However, our state also is home to an impressive array of colleges and universities, public and private, large and small, that are up to the task of helping us move up the rankings and also helping us drive the economy. So where does the University of Michigan fit in? University of Michigan, along with Wayne State and MSU, are research universities, and it's an area where our state has a very significant competitive advantage. Parents often ask me, why should I send my kid to a research university? What's special? What's special is the faculty members teaching students at a research university are all amongst the leading scholars in their fields. They're operating literally at the frontiers of human knowledge, and they're actually looking around the corner. Our students learn how to frame questions. They learn that knowledge is not static. They learn that understanding is never complete. They learn that evidence matters. They learn to be entrepreneurial, both in their lives and their educations and their work. Think about Grace Shaw that I told you about a minute ago. She took the initiative, identified a problem, came up with a solution, started a company, and this year, 15,000 of these baby blankets are going to be deployed in Kenya, Somalia, and India. That's making a difference. Now, it's generating talent, a 200-year legacy of generating talent that perhaps we're most proud of. Michigan was the first university to own and operate its own hospital. Now we train more medical students, interns, residents, and fellows than any other university in the United States. We were teaching automotive mechanics way back in 1913. Now more than 10,000 of our alumni are working right here for GM and Ford here and around the world, including Ford's new CEO, my friend Jim Hackett, and this is not a picture of Jim Hackett. We've been teaching accounting along with other universities via a scientific method since back in the 1920s. Now over 200 companies come to our business school every year trying to hire our students. UM graduates are innovative and they're leaders. Tony Fadell, early in his career, was one of the developers of the iPod for Apple, and he went on next to found a company called Nest. I'm sure some of you have heard of Nest. Nest is a thermostat, a home thermostat, first innovation in this area in 50 years, Wi-Fi connected, self-regulating thermostat. I keep in close touch with Tony because he sold Nest to Google for $3.2 billion. So there's a good reason to keep in touch with Tony. I had dinner in Los Angeles recently with another one of our alums, Steve Horowitz, who is now the chief scientist for Snap, the company that owns Snapchat that many of you, those of you that have teenage or 20-something children have heard of. And he told me his new product, and I've got to model it for you here. What do you think? So these are called spectacles. And what's special about them is they've got a video camera built in that allows you to take what Snapchat calls first-person video. You download it directly to your smartphone, you upload it into a Snap story, and you send it out across your social network. I have no idea about this, but my millennial-age children tell me that this is way cool. Now, it's not just technologists and entrepreneurs, it's also leaders. And obviously, these two guys are very familiar to this audience. Mayor Mike Duggan, perhaps the best mayor in the United States, has 2 Michigan degrees, and our outstanding governor, Rick Snyder, has 4 Michigan degrees. How many University of Michigan degrees are here in the room right now? How many of you have children or relatives or grandchildren at the University of Michigan? Very good. Now we actually have a majority of members on the state Supreme Court. We're either law school faculty or our alums, including the newest nominee, Judge Wilder. So we're very proud of the innovators and the leaders that we put out there into the state. Socially, perhaps the most important thing that the university does is it provides an education that can change lives. Joe Sedlak graduated from the University of Michigan in 2014. Joe was the 8th of 10 children of his mom in Warren, Michigan, and he grew up mostly in the foster care system in the city of Detroit. But we have a special scholarship for kids coming out of foster care. Joe got this Blavin Scholarship. He was a biomedical engineering student. He did research in our medical center. And now Joe's finishing his 3rd year at Harvard Medical School, soon to change the trajectory of his life, perhaps his siblings' life, and then many patients that he encounters moving forward. It's students like Joe that have us completely energized to look in communities for talent all across our state. Large communities, small, urban and rural, Upper Peninsula, the rest of the thumb, the whole state, and bring them to the university and help them get educated in a way that can transform their lives and perhaps change the trajectories of their families. We're aided in this effort at U of M by having great campuses, regional campuses in Flint and Dearborn. So our capacity for developing talent from all parts of the socioeconomic spectrum is really profound. So I've spoken about social mobility. I want to end by speaking about a different kind of mobility, personal mobility, or maybe I'll rename it Michigan mobility. So back when we first started teaching automotive engineering, the first part of the course was a day-long test drive. The students would go out and drive one of these newfangled automobiles. These days, the automobiles test drive themselves. This is a picture of our M-City. It's on the Michigan campus in Ann Arbor, the North Campus. It's the first of its kind connected and autonomous vehicle test site. We're helping industry partners and our researchers and our students working together to make sure that the future of the creativity in the auto industry remains right here in Southeast Michigan where it belongs. This is part of a large partnership with the auto companies, the supply chain, insurance companies, other universities. We collaborate with MSU and other universities in the region doing research here at M-City. So the bottom line here is that research universities provide the innovations that drive the economy, that create new businesses, that keep us vibrant. They provide the talent to make us a location of choice for employers. And they give us a quality of life that, for me, as a lifelong East Coaster now transplanted to the Midwest, it doesn't get any better than the state of Michigan. All of this depends on a partnership. It depends on long-term support, financial support, government support, investment in our shared future. And we're confident that we've got this winning combination to help drive Michigan into the future. So thank you all very much.